Hi, my name is Ed James. I'm the Director of Content at MEED Projects, the Middle East's leading projects tracking service. And I thought it'd be time for my next presentation looking at how the COVID-19 pandemic and economic lockdown, general lockdown, is affecting the projects market in the GCC. I thought I would do that by looking at the data of actual contract awards in the first quarter of the year and comparing it with the first 3 months of 2019 to see how so far the market has been affected by the virus and the general lockdown. Now, you can see on this data we're taken from MEED Projects, you can see that actually the market so far doesn't seem to have been affected too much by the virus. You can see that in Saudi Arabia, Saudi Arabia and the UAE, we've seen a slight fall in spending, although whether that is to do with the virus or not, or whether it's to do with general project market conditions is another issue. So we've seen a small decline in year-on-year contract awards, like on first quarter to first quarter. But on the other hand, we've seen an increase in contracts awarded in Qatar, Kuwait, and Oman, as well as Bahrain. So we've seen a small decline in some markets and an increase in others, and that would tend to point to the fact that so far there doesn't seem to have been all that much impact by the virus on contract awards in the first quarter, at least. Although whether or not that will continue to be the case remains to be seen. Now, another way I thought would be useful to look at the data is to look at the number and value of projects announced in the first quarter. So you can see here that we have more than $50 billion worth of contracts or projects announced in the first 3 months of the year across different sectors. Leading the way is Egypt at more than $35 billion of new projects announced in the first 3 months, followed by Saudi Arabia and then the UAE. Iraq too is a very significant market in terms of new contracts awarded. So there's still life in the market yet. Now, another way I thought would be useful to look at the market would be to assess contracts awarded in the last few weeks. So I've gone to MEED Projects here. MEED Projects is a project tracking service covering all major projects in the MENA and East Africa region. You can see here I've selected GCC as the region. I've selected execution ongoing projects, and I selected a time frame from the 1st of March to today and main contract award. And you can see that I've got more than 58 major projects awarded in this time frame. So although we're in lockdown and we've seen the pandemic take over the world, we're still seeing a number of major contracts awarded in the region. Projects like the Jubail 3 independent water project in Saudi Arabia. We've seen a couple of contracts for Ashghal in Qatar for flood prevention schemes. We've seen some hotels awarded in Oman. And I thought I'd look at three in particular. The first one is the largest contract awarded in recent weeks, which is the King Faisal Air Academy relocation project in Saudi Arabia. This basically involves moving the existing King Faisal Air Academy outside of Riyadh and into a new location in order to use the land for other purposes. It's a similar project to the King Salman airbase project relocation, which is also involves moving the project out of Riyadh to make the land available for other projects, in this case the King Salman International Park. This is a $2 billion contract. As we can see, it's been awarded very recently. It involves a lot of major project, a lot of scope involved. Ministry of Defense is the client. You can see here we've got two joint ventures, Salini Abawani Shibha Jazeera and El Saif Al Bambali and Asma and Partners, which have won the project, which will take a few years to develop. So this is a very significant award, public sector contract in Saudi Arabia. Again, very positive sign of project developments there. Another very significant project awarded very recently is the reinforcement of the Dakhiliyah water transmission system, phase 2 in Oman. This is a contract that was awarded to Larsen & Toubro very recently. It basically involves the construction of a major water pipeline from the desalination plants on the coast to the internal areas of the Dakhiliyah governorate in the Sultanate. Again, this is a project that's a government project. It's got some assistance in the financing from some of the development agencies, but nonetheless, this is another very good sign for project activity in the region. And then finally, a project in Dubai recently awarded. This is for the new traders markets, the Chinese DP World joint venture in Jebel Ali. It's basically a waste materials market, and this first phase has been awarded to Aerolink Building Contracting, as you can see here, against some quite tough competition, and it's a major $140 million contract that is now currently underway. And in fact, it's actually the second contract won by Aerolink fairly recently. It recently won the contract, long-awaited contract, to build the Wonderland development close to Dubai Creek. This is the where next to Gohid Bridge, where the old Wonderland theme park was dismantled and is now going to be rebuilt, along with some commercial and residential aspects. And that was awarded very recently also to Aerolink. And just staying with Dubai, another major contract awarded in recent weeks is the Ciel Tower project. This is I think that it's been touted as the world's tallest hotel project, and this was awarded very recently to China Railway 18th Bureau. You can see images of the project here and its development. It's an 80-story tower, so one of the tallest hotels in the world, and this is awarded recently to China Railway 18th Bureau Group company. So Chinese, again, another successful win for the Chinese, which are becoming increasingly strong in the region. Now, those are just a couple of examples of major projects awarded in recent weeks during the time of the virus. It doesn't necessarily mean that all things are completely rosy. Of course, we are seeing cutbacks in spending. We have seen governments announce restrictions on new projects and an intention to stop spending in some areas. But nonetheless, it does also show that the market isn't dead. Its death has been exaggerated, and that there is still some life in it, and still activity it continues. Project sites on the main are still open. Work continues on many of them, most of them, and tendering is still ongoing. Projects are still being awarded, and work is continuing apace. The next big project we expect everyone to be involved in and to bid on, it's taking the most of attention, is the expansion of Sharjah Airport, the main works contract. Bids for this are due to be submitted on the 17th of May. It's attracted a lot of interest from international and local contractors. As you can see, it's a considerable project worth more than $400 million. And we have a large number of international and local contractors vying for it when it goes in next month. So that's something that's keeping everyone interested. Just another example of projects ongoing, and I hope that we'll see more similar projects coming to the market and being awarded in the weeks to come. So that's just, I hope, giving you a quick overview of what's going on right now from a data perspective. If you do have any questions, or you're interested in MEED projects and you're not a subscriber and you want a demo, or you just have questions and feedback in general and comments in general, then please fill in or ask your question below, and we'll do our best to come back to you and hopefully answer your query. So that's all for now. My name is James. I'm the Director of Content at MEED Projects. I hope you found that useful, and I look forward to giving you another update very soon. Thank you very much.